I always thought that it was the alcohol. I thought that it was because it made me feel good. But in reality, I was drinking to solve a spiritual malady. I was drinking because it created a change in me. What a sad thing that all my life I had been doing this because I thought I was having fun. And in reality, I was looking for a spiritual experience. And I didn't even know it. And there's so many people out there that don't know it. And you see them killing themselves. And they think they're having fun. And until I got something better through this process, I didn't know any better. I just did what I knew. And, you know, it's a sad thing because you see a lot of people come into Alcoholics Anonymous, and the doctor's opinion talks about some people that are normal in every respect except the effect produced by alcohol. Meaning that the phenomenon of craving is really the common denominator that ties us together. Whether we're periodics and we go out and, you know, in one night and destroy a family or a marriage, or we do it every day, I can't stop once I start. I can't control the amount I take. But you know, some people come in here and they drank just the way I did. They did all the disgusting, despicable things that I did when I was drinking, like peed in their brand new girlfriend's underwear drawer, or threw up all over their best friend's car, or, you know, we got some great stories around here. Could write a book on it. And the thing is, they did all the things I did, and I've seen these guys come into Alcoholics Anonymous, and as soon as they put the drink down, everything works for them. They fit in, they're part of, the career welcomes them back. You know, and they'll come to meetings once a year and never take a, you know, they'll never take a step. Their life will get continually better. And they'll look at us, they'll look at me, and they'll say, "You drank again?" My experience, every single time I put the drink down, the first thing they'd say to me is, "Boy, you need to be on medication. Why are you so angry? Why are you so emotional? Why can't you sit still?" You know, and I'm crying at dog food commercials. And at some point, I had to start to look at that second half of step one and understand that when I wasn't drinking, I had a whole nother set of problems. And our book is very clear. I hate to cite pages, but page 52 talks about untreated alcoholism. It's really describing the spiritual malady. And when I'm not drinking, I'm a prey to misery and depression. When I'm not drinking, I can't control my emotional nature. When I'm not drinking, I can't manage my personal relationships. When I'm not drinking, I'm full of fear. When I'm not drinking, I'm of no use to other people. When I'm not drinking, I'm basically unhappy. Now, the way that plays out for this type of alcoholic, again, when I'm hanging in there and I'm not drinking, is I don't fit in, I'm not part of, you don't understand me, life doesn't treat me right, I'm underappreciated, they're not paying me enough, everybody's in my way, she's cheating on me, for God's sake, I gotta drink. And as soon as I pick up a cocktail, I intuitively know how to handle situations that used to baffle me. Right? You give me a couple more drinks, my whole attitude and outlook upon life changes. 3, 4 more drinks, fear of people and economic insecurity leave me. I'm buying a whole bar of drinks. Better looking, too. Right? You give me a couple Viking and I could comprehend the word serenity, and I know peace. You give me a little cocaine, I want to start a business with you. Right? You get me down to my last $20, no matter how far down the scale I've gone, I'll show you how my experience will benefit others. We got a plan. You know, the sad thing about that is if you really look at the promises, the 12 promises that are outlined in the book, at the end of the promises, what it says is we finally saw that God could do for us what we could not do for ourselves. My sponsor said, well, let's look at alcohol when alcohol really worked. Not in the end, but when it really worked. And when booze really worked for me, it solved that problem. And I just proved it by showing you that when alcohol worked, it did each and every one of those things for me. And at some point, I had to look at that fact that, you know what? The conclusion there is there's a relationship between God and alcohol. And I never saw it before. Alcohol gave me the illusion that my life is manageable. And the relationship between God and alcohol, as a lot of us know, if you get to the ghettos in this country, you get to places where there's absolutely nothing left, there's two things that always stick out: churches and liquor stores. Why do you think that is? Because they both give man hope. They both give man hope. You take the booze away from me, the one thing that gave me the courage to ask that pretty girl out, the one thing that gave me the guts to go after that big job, the one thing that made me connected with myself, with you, and with this power in the universe that made me one. You take the one thing away from me that gave me the wings to fly, and you don't give me something better? You think I'm going to stay in these rooms? Just don't drink no matter what? Not a chance. When I'm not drinking, I'm chasing you 4 exits past my exit on the freeway, right? Got a few of those in here, huh? When I'm not drinking, I'm counting your items in the checkout line, you know. When I'm not drinking, I am so separate, different, and alone by nature. My own mom is like, for God's sake, drink, son, you were nicer. I'm hard to live with. Insanity. I always thought insanity was doing the same thing and expecting different results. You hear that a lot in AA, but a little deeper than that. Real insanity for us is doing the same thing, knowing exactly what's going to happen, and doing it anyway. And surrender, like I was talking about with that soldier that lays down that rifle. The first surrender may be to alcohol around here, but somewhere further down the line, there's another surrender to the will of God.